So guys, it looks like we're already under the gun starting today. This is Wednesday morning, and tomorrow they have increased our risk for severe weather, which we're not looking forward to yet this year. In fact, we're not looking forward to it at all. So you can see behind me, that's north of us. It's rumbling and they're under a severe thunderstorm warning. We are too, but I'm not seeing anything coming our way. I think it's all north of us. A friend of mine just posted lots of hail, but it was pea size. It looked like a sleet storm, covered his sidewalk and his yard. So what is going on? So we know that if March comes in like a lion, it goes out like a lamb. So it's going to come in like a lion. It's going to come in like a lion today, and then especially tomorrow. So the thread is past, guys. Today is March the 1st, and so what am I planting today? In the little high tunnel, I'm going to go ahead and get some squash plants started. So maybe we'll have some 1st of May. 1st of May? Yep, 1st of May, maybe even sometime in April. So let me show you what I'm planting today. I got my bed prepared, guys. We've added lots of organic matter. So we are getting ready to put the seeds in the ground. Of course, one of my favorites is the early prolific straight neck squash. I enjoy this more than I do the crooked neck. We have grown the crooked neck in the past, but I really like the texture of the early prolific straight neck. I'm growing this for Pop. This is the white scalloped summer squash. Pop is German, and his grandfather was one of the original people who I guess started New Braunfels. And so this is something that German folks grow, so I'm really excited to try this year. We've never grown the summer white scallop squash, but I think he's really going to enjoy this. Next is the Black Beauty. We love our Black Beauty zucchini, so I'm excited to get these in the ground. We do think that I'm going to be able to keep them warm out here. In fact, this high tunnel gets quite warm when the sun is out already, even if it's cold outside, and we can keep the smaller one warm if needed, if it looks like we're going to get a late freeze or a frost, which I think we might. But I need to go ahead and get these in the ground. I want to get a jump start, guys, on our planting so that we can get a jump start on our harvest. And this is a new variety that we're trying from our survival garden seeds. I'll go ahead and put the link down below, guys. Really great deals on these seeds. If you have not got your seeds yet for the season, you really want to check them out, because I'm telling you, these are really great deals. So we're going to try this gray zucchini. So in a traditional garden, you want to hill up where you're going to plant your squash and zucchini, and this is for several reasons. It helps keep the drainage off, or it helps it with drainage, so if you get a lot of rain, the seeds are not going to get waterlogged. And for me, it also helps me place and get my spacing in line. So although I'm not making a large hill up like I would if we were outside, and when I start to plant squash outside, I'll show you how to do that, because I am going to grow some outside. But you really want it to be about 2.5 to 3 feet in circumference, and probably about at least 18 inches deep. Mine are a little bit smaller here because I'm not worried about the rain and the drainage inside this high tunnel, but I still want to give me some spacing and understand where my seeds are going to be and where to look for my germination. So I have 10 mounds in this raised bed inside this little high tunnel. So I'm probably going to do at least 2 of each, and probably 3 of the yellow squash. So here is a mound. Again, yours, if you're planting traditionally outside, it's going to be a little bit bigger. And the way you start your squash and zucchini is you put 5 seeds around the mound. 3, 4, 5, and then 1 in the middle. So each mound is going to take 6 seeds. So I'm going to need 18 seeds for 3 mounds. And Greg and I are really big on this mycorrhizal. So you dust your seeds in the mycorrhizal fungi, because this helps your soil, guys. It helps the plants speak to each other. And so we're really big on this mycorrhizal fungi. It helps your the biologics in your soil as well. So we have placed our seeds in our holes, and boy, are the roly-polies active. And they're normally not damaging to your garden, guys, but you do want to keep an eye out for them, because if there's too many of them, they do like to eat new vegetation. So once you get your seed, you want to push it down in the mound, and you want to cover it. Pat it down. Pat it down, pat it down, pat it down. And move on to the next one. So next I'm going to grow 2 mounds of this white summer scallop squash. So we're going to repeat the same process that we did with our yellow squash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Next is our black beauty. Again, we're going to repeat the same process. I'm going to grow or start 2 mounds inside this high tunnel. And last but certainly not least, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start some of this gray zucchini. I'm going to grow 3 mounds of this inside this high tunnel. And again, guys, I'll be replanting these when it gets a little warmer outside. So we are planting now inside this high tunnel because I feel like we can protect it if we get a late freeze or frost. So if you're still here in Texas, or if you're up north, you can go ahead and start your seeds in some little seed tray starters so that you get a little jump on it, probably around the end of this month, the 1st of April. So you got about 3 to 4 weeks that you can start these seeds, and they'll be ready to go at the 1st of April, if not the last week of March. Okay, you can see my mounds on down the line. Now there are some considerations, guys, to planting your squash seeds early. So last year we planted early and we got to small harvest, and then we planted late, or replanted is what we thought, but we planted late, probably mid-May, 1st of June, and we got an abundance from that second planting. And one of the reasons why is planting your squash early, they'll get squash bugs, pretty much no doubt about it. We found last year, after we planted late in the season, we didn't have a problem with squash bugs. So that's something for you to think about before you get going on planting your squash. Just wanted to give you that caveat. Give everything a good watering. And in about 10 to 14 days, you should start to see some germination. Now, there are 3 nemesis to your squash plants. Powdery mildew, because the leaves are so large, and if your plants are outside, they're going to be more susceptible to it when it rains and when it's humid outside. Vine borers and squash bugs. So let's talk about how you can control those. So for squash bugs, you can use 7 Dust, you can use insecticidal soap. We don't use 7, we try to stay away from things like that, but sometimes it's necessary. So 7 Dust will kill the squash bugs themselves, but it is not effective against the eggs. And you'll recognize the eggs. They are on the underside of the leaves, and they look like little bitty copper pinheads, and they're usually in a group. So you'll start to look for those as your plants start to get mature. Vine borers, luckily, praise the Lord, we've not really had an issue with vine borers, but I know many of you have. Neem oil can help be a preventative of vine borers, but it's not as effective as some of the commercial insecticides, which again we don't like to use. And then BT only, though, if you inject the vine itself where the vine borers are. And then, let's see, squash bugs, powdery mildew. Powdery mildew, neem oil is effective against powdery mildew, so you'll want to keep that on hand. And guys, I did a video last year on watching your neem oil. I'll put that below because you need to understand you may be buying neem oil, but it's not really neem oil. It may have a little bit of the neem oil in it, but you really need the 100% cold pressed neem oil. And again, I'll put that video below so you'll know the difference. So get some BT, get some neem oil, start to try to pay attention as your seeds start to germinate, which I expect they will germinate probably in the next 10 to 14 days in here. We are expected to get cooler this weekend. That's going to come Thursday, and that's what's going to trigger that severe weather, guys, that they're telling us about that's going to hit us tomorrow. Be very watchful, very watchful. This could be a really big deal. But go ahead and if you're unable to plant outside, go ahead and start your seeds, and then you'll be ready to put them in the ground by the 1st of April, if not the end of March. You'll just have to start gauging your weather and see what you think is best. We have had to replant in the past due to freezes and frost, and we're not afraid to do that. But so yeah, hope this helped you guys. And I wanted to tell you that there's going to be a big giveaway on Friday, so look for that video early Friday morning of what we're going to give away and how you need to enter it. Something that we all need, and I'm pretty excited about this giveaway. So take care, God bless. Hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, share this video, leave a comment below, guys. That helps us with YouTube, and it helps get us out there. So we will see you in a day or two, probably tomorrow, especially if the weather looks like it's going to be threatening. So be safe. We love you.